There are days when you return home, close the door behind you, peel off the dust-laden coat of city life, and find yourself involuntarily releasing a heavy, weary sigh. It is a very soft sigh, exhaled into the quiet space, unheard by anyone. Yet it carries the crushing weight of a whole sky of thoughts bowing your thin shoulders. You are so profoundly exhausted, aren't you? This exhaustion does not come from your busy steps out in the world. Its source is the bleeding heart of one who constantly worries about how to please everyone. You swallow a sharp word from a colleague to keep the peace. You hold back tears of self-pity so the family meal remains wholesome. You nod and accept the unfair share just to avoid inconveniencing others. You always put the world's emotions first. But here, in this solitude, is there anyone stopping to understand the pain that is silently tearing at your soul?
Today, in this peaceful, restorative space of still mind Dharma, I invite you to take off that mask of stoicism. Allow yourself to be weak, to sigh, to lean on something. Sit here with me, take a sip of warm, fragrant tea, and let these whispered words become a cool, refreshing stream, flowing slowly through the cracks of your soul. Together, we will walk through the mist of blind sacrifice to soothe the weary child within and help you realize that true healing only begins when you dare to return and cherish yourself.
Close your eyes for a moment. Loosen those stiff shoulders and feel the pulse within your chest. Do you see? The souls of those who always think of others often resemble a gentle river, diligently carrying heavy silt toward the vast sea. From birth, that river has carried the nature of giving. It patiently divides its flow, watering every parched field on its banks, cradling the drifting water hyacinths, and washing away all the filth that the world thoughtlessly tosses into it. Yet, in its tireless giving, in its constant branching out to please all things, the river slowly runs dry. The water recedes, leaving behind a cracked, parched bed filled with bleeding wounds that no rain comes in time to soothe. My dear friend, are you also a river like that, running dry every single day in the midst of this life?
For women crossing the threshold of 35 or 40, you often drape yourselves in an invisible cape called sacrifice. You wake up before the mist has even lifted from the porch, rushing to prepare breakfast, worrying over every shirt and pair of trousers for your husband and children, then plunging into the vortex of making a living. You are always the one listening to colleagues' complaints, always the shoulder for friends to lean on and cry, always the obedient, virtuous daughter-in-law suppressing her voice before baseless criticism. Whenever someone needs you, you are there. You fear that refusing will displease others, and you fear that a little resistance will shatter the peaceful family portrait you have painstakingly built. You accept all the losses upon yourself, telling yourself that if you only endure a little longer, take one more step back, then the waves will be calm. Then everyone will be happy. But my dear, amidst the world's smiles exchanged for your silence, have there been nights when you stood under the shower, letting the cold water mingle with bitter, choked tears running down the floor, not daring to let out a sob?
The world often praises those who sacrifice as being tolerant and great. Those compliments inadvertently become a vague mist, lulling you into a bitter illusion that your value lies in how much you can please others. But the truth is, the more you try to please everyone, the more you lose yourself. When you wring out the last drops of water in your soul to water someone else's garden, your inner ground becomes a barren desert, where the seeds of joy and freedom are strangled to death. No one notices the emptiness behind your eyes that always pretend to be strong, because you have hidden them too deeply beneath the calm surface of the lake. You keep your wounds so carefully hidden that sometimes even you forget how to touch them to offer comfort. In the treasury of Eastern legends, there is a hauntingly beautiful tale about the pearl oyster in the deep sea. Amidst the vast, tranquil ocean, the water gently cradles all things. One day, a grain of sand carrying sharp, jagged edges was pushed by ocean currents and accidentally slipped into the fragile shell of an oyster. That grain of sand rubbed against and pierced its softest flesh, causing pain that reached the depths of its being. The oyster could have opened its shell, using its small strength to push the foreign object out with the water. Yet, possessing the instinct of tolerance, it chose to hold the grain of sand tight. To soothe the sharpness, every day the oyster would draw from within, wringing out its own life force to secrete a layer of iridescent nacre to coat the grain of sand. Years passed, and the pain grew with every layer of nacre applied, until the grain of sand finally turned into a magnificent pearl, shimmering with a sublime, ethereal light. People dived to the deep bottom, brought the pearl to the shore to praise it, to celebrate its eternal beauty. Yet amidst the roaring applause, absolutely no one bowed down to ask how much pain and loneliness that small creature had endured, wringing out its blood and tears to create that pearl.
Alas, so many of our women are living lives silently bleeding like that oyster. A thoughtless word from a husband, a selfish demand from a child, or a judgmental gaze from the world. All of these are sharp grains of sand piercing your soul. Instead of drawing a boundary, instead of voicing your true feelings so the water can wash away the toxins, you choose to swallow the bitterness. You use your very own love, your patience, and your most precious life energy to coat the mistakes of others. You try to mend, to preserve the facade of a happy family, an image of a perfect woman. You create a peaceful pearl for everyone to admire, only to retreat into the dark corner every night, embracing your weary body and the wounds that are silently festering within. People praise your diligence, your endurance, your excellence as a wife and mother, but behind the radiance of that pearl, your soul is weeping. You suffer because you realize that no matter how much you give, this world still seems to view your sacrifice as a matter of course, and no one cares about the stifled sighs catching in your throat.
The Buddha taught that the root of all suffering in this world stems from attachment and ignorance. We suffer not because we love too much, but because we love in the wrong way. We mistake compassion for meeting every demand of others, for lowering ourselves into the mud to serve as a stepping stone for others to climb. But remember the symbol of the lake in Zen philosophy. A lake can only reflect the beauty of the full moon when, and only when, it is truly calm and full. If the water has dried up, or if the surface is churning with the violent waves of resentment and exhaustion, how can it bring refreshment to anyone? True compassion in Buddhism must always go hand in hand with wisdom. Compassion without wisdom is merely a weakness,
dressed in the shimmering cloak of morality, a form of self-destruction in the name of love.
You cannot pour water for others when your own pitcher is empty. You cannot bring happiness to your family when you are filled with nothing but fragments of injury and resentment. The more you stubbornly think for others while forgetting yourself, the more you accumulate a massive source of negative energy. That resentment, no matter how deeply buried, is like a toxic mist, silently spreading and eroding the very relationships you are trying so hard to preserve. There will be days when even a small act of indifference from your spouse is enough to make you explode. You cry and recount all the days you have sacrificed, all you have endured. And then, in response to that supreme bitterness, there might only be a confused look, a dismissive wave of the hand. Nobody asked you to do that. That sentence is like a bucket of ice-cold water splashed directly onto your bleeding heart, toppling every last shred of your attachment. But the stark truth is, they are right. Nobody in this life forces you to drain yourself. It is the mist of the ego, yearning to be recognized, yearning to be the good person, that has bound you into the shackles you created yourself.
Calm your mind. Listen to the murmuring of a small stream flowing gently over mossy stones. That stream is gentle and clear, but it always knows its own course. When it meets a large boulder blocking its path, it does not rise up in a frenzy to fight and destroy, nor does it drain its own water to yield the way. It gently meanders, slips past the boulder, maintains its purity, and continues its journey toward the ocean. The time has come for you to learn to live like a wise stream. Loving others does not mean enabling their indifference. Tolerance does not mean letting others trample on your sacred boundaries.
The moment you start saying no to unreasonable demands, the moment you set aside a weekend afternoon to walk and have tea alone instead of being trapped in the kitchen, the moment you allow yourself to rest when your body is crying for help, all of these are not acts of selfishness. They are acts of protecting the underground spring of your own life. When you know how to cherish and love yourself, you make the lake of your mind clear and full. And only when you are truly peaceful, truly happy from deep within, will that cool, refreshing water naturally overflow, watering and bringing true life to those around you, without the need for any struggle or resentment. Do not let your youth and your life slip away in silent endurance, because you were born to shine under the sun, not to be an oyster at the bottom of the deep sea, carving out your own flesh to offer pearls for others to admire.
I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and feel the life force of the universe filling your chest. Let the tears, if they are waiting in the corners of your eyes, fall. Cry for the days of loneliness that no one understood. Cry to wash away the mist of forced composure. Tears are not a sign of weakness. Tears are the summer rain, cleansing all things to restore the clearest, most serene sky. Through that rain, your inner river will be replenished, gentle, calm, but incredibly deep and resilient.
When the rain passes, the ground may be a bit tattered, but it gives off a scent that is earthy, primal, and strangely pure. The hearts of women who always drain themselves for others are the same. After the sobbing, after the bitter tears have washed away the mist of resignation,
you will feel your chest lighten. You realize that sacrifice is not a fault. Kindness is not a fault. You simply placed them in the wrong place and at the wrong time. The time has come for the inner river to close its dam, to stop flowing outward, and to replenish its own cool waters. True healing never comes from some distant miracle. It blooms in the very moment you decide to return and embrace the trembling shape of your own soul.
Tonight, before closing your weary eyes, I hope you will set aside a few moments of stillness to grant yourself the most peaceful space possible. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and imagine you are in the middle of a quiet forest where only the wind whispers through the leaves and the thin dew of night is falling. Take a deep breath and feel the life force of heaven and earth seeping into every cell. Look deep into your inner ground, barren and cracked because it has not been watered for so long. Right in the middle of that parched ground, there is always a seed of peace and self-love lying in wait. With every breath in, imagine you are gathering the purest morning dew, gently watering that dry patch of earth. With every breath out, release all anxieties, all heavy responsibilities, all the burdens of having to please the world. Just breathe slowly, breathe softly, and then, in the depths of that stillness, you will see that cracked earth begin to stir. The small seed, after days of lying in the darkness, watered by the cool water of mindfulness, begins to sprout, reaching up with tender green leaves, turning directly towards the sunlight.
The process of the seed piercing the dry, hard soil to rise is also the journey of you healing yourself. Buddhism teaches us about boundless compassion, but compassion must always begin with mercy for the living being present right here in this body. Do not wait for someone to bring you an umbrella in a rainstorm. Train yourself to dance proudly in the rain. Starting tomorrow, practice saying no gently when you do not want to. Allow yourself to buy something you love without weighing it against the family's meals. Set aside time to sip tea and watch the river drift aimlessly without berating yourself for wasting time. Being kind to yourself is never a sin. When the river within you is full, calm, and pure, everyone around you will naturally feel that coolness without you needing to exhaust your mind and efforts to carry any burden at all. The night is deep, and all things are falling into a sound sleep, returning the world to an infinite stillness. Thank you for sitting here with still mind Dharma, for daring to face your deepest wounds, and for joining me in clearing the flow of your soul. If these whispered words have been like a small rain shower watering the parched land within you, please linger for a while to sow a seed of empathy here. You can leave a message, your own story, or simply a relieved sigh in the comments, so that other exhausted women out there may know they are not alone. Keep this wholesome energy by hitting like and subscribing, so we may continue to complete our karmic connection in the upcoming journeys toward stillness. I wish for you, who have carried too much of the world's weight, that from tonight you will have truly deep and peaceful sleep. May your inner ground always be fertile, and may the seed of peace forever remain green, rising and blooming brilliantly, regardless of any storms in life.